Easy guys, I put my pants on, just like the rest of you, one leg at a time. Except, once my pants are on, I make gold records.
Hey VC and everybody out there in YouTube land again. It's the Spin Doctor, his Vinyl Mayhem. And I survived Record Store Day and everything that led up to it and after. And I figured this time I would talk about some stuff that I picked up before Record Store Day and some stuff that I picked up today after Record Store Day, and a trip to Oak Island that I took the day after Record Store Day with my buddy Brian Glick when we went to go visit our buddy Doug at Big Love Vinyl. And so yeah, you know, a lot of fun. Again, you know, Brian Glick came out from St. Louis and you know, wanted to see how we did things down here. Hung out with me and Chad Hovis for Record Store Day, but he also wanted to make sure that we took a trip out to Oak Island, North Carolina. If you don't know where that's at, that not to be confused with Oak Island, Canada, where they're still digging for treasure that I don't think they're ever going to find, but that's a whole nother discussion. But we went out there on Sunday, took a long cruise, you know, a long drive, but it was well worth it to see my good buddy Doug, who I haven't seen in a little while. Chat with him all the time, but it's always good to visit face to face. Finally got to see Big Love Vinyl in person. Very nice. And then Doug treated us out to lunch. We ate lunch on the beach. I had some fish tacos that were delicious. And also got a parking ticket, but that's a whole nother discussion as well. Those are the things that make you go, oh, I hate the beach. Just, you know, hate the parking at the beach. But no, you know, good times hanging out with good friends, talking about records, but also just talking about other things too. Had a lot of fun, and picked up some stuff actually from Doug's shop there that he had set aside for me. Brian did the same. One of the things was this Honey Drippers album. This was still in the shrink wrap. If you don't know this album, this is a great EP from 1983, I believe it is. Robert Plant's love child, you could say, of basically 50s rock and roll and soul covers. You know, Sea of Love being the big one, but you know, let's see, Jimmy Page, Jeff Beck playing on this. Just a lot of great classics on here. You know, it's a shame this never amounted to anything else besides an EP, because it would have been phenomenal. But don't know why I never had this until now, because I mean, I've heard it a million times, but this is just a great thing to have if you're into that kind of music. So picked that up from him, and then I also picked this up. Doug actually, he picked this up for somebody, and they didn't want it because they wanted the 2LP 45 RPM, and I forgot that Analog Productions even made this. But this is the 33 RPM from 2013 or 14, Analog Productions, Ted Nugent, self-titled, which this is just a phenomenal record. And I have an OG of this. It's in pretty good shape. The cover's seen better days, but the vinyl's in pretty, I mean, I'd say it's VG++. But this was actually sealed. Doug got it. I mean, it was sealed, but it had a lot of shelf wear. Like, it's got a split. If you can't see, you might be able to see it there. There it is, a split there, and it's got some corner dings, but the vinyl is absolutely perfect. Played that just today, actually, finally, and so good. The clarity, dead silent, of course, like you'd expect. Didn't really do a comparison to my OG, but this is just a great copy. This is just a great album in general. Not a bad song on it. Stranglehold, just one of the best guitar driven songs there is, in my opinion. Say what you want about Ted Nugent. I know a lot of people hate him. A lot of people love to hate him. But Ted Nugent, phenomenal guitar player. Anyway, so I picked that up because Doug, again, was getting it for somebody, but they wanted the 45 RPM, and he was the guy. So Doug was like, hey, you want this? I said, I will definitely take it, because I don't really like 45 RPM, two LPs. I'd rather have a 33. Can't pass that up. So glad I picked that up. But anyway, great time with Brian and Doug. There's nothing better. But here's some other stuff that I picked up. I actually picked this up before RSD as well. This is the Lemon Twigs. I'm a huge Lemon Twigs fan. I've got two of their last two albums. This was one that came out, I think, in 2017. It's called Do Hollywood. You know, this one you don't see as often, but when I saw that they had it at Lunchbox a few weeks back, you know, it was like, I think $18. It was new seal. I was like, I gotta pick it up because I just love what these guys are doing. If you haven't heard these guys, you need to. Brian, the older brother, I believe it's this one right here. He has a solo album out. It hasn't been released on vinyl yet. I'm waiting for it to hit vinyl. It's out digitally and all that stuff. Really good stuff. I'm waiting for it to come out so I can pick that up, and you'll hear more about it then. But this is a great album as well. And then I guess it was the week before RSD, Dylan at Noble did a big metal drop, and I honestly was not gonna go, but then I did, and I actually helped concert buddy Chance pick up a record while I was there. But I was looking around, and I picked up a couple things. One thing I picked up was this OG copy of Damn Yankee, speaking of Ted Nugent, but also speaking of Tommy Shaw, and his name escapes me, the bass player and lead singer of Night Ranger, Jack Blades. This super group, you know, I think they released 2 albums, if I remember correctly, but this one was the one that saw the most success. You know, High Enough was all over the radio, but there's so many great songs on this. Damn Yankees being one of them, Pile Driver, some other good stuff too. I mean, this Coming of Age, Bad Reputation, Runaway, yeah, just some good stuff. Classic. This is actually a European pressing on the Warner Brothers label, but so nice to finally pick up an OG. Friday Music's been doing those reissues, but I have not had a whole lot of luck with Friday Music. I actually bought a Friday Music copy of this a while back, and it was warped, and I sent it back and said nope. And then I bought another Friday Music copy of something else, and it was warped, and I said nope, you know what, I'm not going to try that third time's a charm thing. So, but excited to have an OG copy of this, in great shape, by the way. All the stuff from that metal collection were just in great shape, super clean. So yeah, very happy about that. Also, I picked this up. I don't have any great white in my collection, and I had never seen this before. This is called, what was it called? Recovery Live. Got a nice little hype sticker there. Love the hype stickers. It says previously unreleased live and studio tracks, killer covers of Zeppelin, Hendrix, and Humble Pie. The first side are all covers, and we got stuff like Immigrant Song, Rock and Roll, Money, That's What I Want, Red House, and I Don't Need No Doctor. So good, so good. And then the second half are live tracks, and we're talking from 1983, before the band was really discovered. It's got Stick It, which was of course their song that was played on the radio when they first made it, and they've also got a cover of Substitute from The Who. This again was in great shape. It does have that hole punch there, but but great shape, sounds phenomenal. And I've always loved Great White and the way they cover Zeppelin. Sound phenomenal. Jack Russell, may he rest in peace. I always thought he just had a great sounding voice, fit the music perfectly. He could have, you know, jumped in for Robert Plant anytime. So very happy to pick that one up. Again, not one you see very often. And then I did pick up this copy of Black Sabbath Volume 4. I'm trying to pick up the green labels of the first 4 Black Sabbath albums. I have Paranoid, and now I have Black Sabbath Volume 4. Also, I picked up the Rhino Hi-Fis. And this was, I'd say a VG strong, close to VG plus copy. It does, as most of these do, they have surface noise a little bit here and there, maybe a little bit of pops and clicks, or not clicks, but maybe some pops here and there, but nothing that when you crank it up and because it's heavy music, you don't really hear. And it was a good price. I mean, it's got its wear, of course, too, because you gotta think this came out in what, 73 or 4, and so so I was happy with it. Again, it's on that Warner green label, so first pressing. So I'm trying to get those first pressings of the first 4 Sabbath albums, and I'm on my way. Speaking of that, while I was there that day, friend of the channel, friend of mine, Justin, he followed my channel for a while, and I appreciate him. He goes to Noble all the time as well. We finally actually met in person a little while ago, but he was there and we were discussing stuff, and he had picked up some really good stuff that day too. But he was also at Noble on Record Store today to talk about some stuff he picked up. I'm gonna leave a link for his Instagram. He always showing great stuff on Instagram as well. But he was like, hey man, I know you're trying to get these green labels of all these black, the first 4 Black Sabbath. He's like, I got so many copies of the self-titled. I want you to have one. And he sent me one. He said, now, just so you know, the cover's beat, but the album is, it plays good. And I was like, dude, you don't have to do this. He's like, no, I want to. He's like, and so when he sent it to me, he put a note in there. He said everybody needs to have a greeny copy of the self-titled. And Justin, I appreciate you, man. Green label. And he's right, the cover is definitely seen better days, but you don't play the cover. And since I have the Rhino Hi-Fi, I mean, that's a perfect cover, obviously. But this, you look at the record, and I mean, it may not look like a near mint copy or VG plus copy, but it plays great. There's a little bit of surface noise, but again, you're hardly ever going to find copies of this that don't have it. But this thing plays great. I mean, I was so happy with it. So, I mean, first off, it's a gift, but it plays so good. And after listening to it, I gotta tell you, I'm happy with my Rhino Hi-Fi, but I think this beats it. I mean, I gotta say, I think this definitely beats it. I haven't done like a side-by-side to listen to one and listen to the other, but I gotta say, I think this beats it. So, Justin, thank you so much, my friend. I appreciate it. So, shout out to you. Again, I'm gonna leave Justin's, I'm gonna leave his, a link to his Instagram, so you can check it out. Now here's something I actually picked up while we were waiting at Lunchbox that Friday, because we had a whole day to kill on Friday. And so Brian and I and Chad, we all went into Lunchbox, on Friday, and decided to look around, and I could not believe I found this in the soundtrack section, but an original copy of The Karate Kid in the shrink with the hype sticker on that Casablanca label. This completes my Karate Kid soundtracks. I have 2 and 3. 2 I got years ago. I got a promo copy. 3 I got from the VOA collection. 1 you hardly ever see, but for some reason this one has been eluding me forever. So happy to pick it up, and this thing is like in such great condition. and I got it for a steal. You look these things up online, these things are going for like $30 to $40 plus. I got it for $7 at Lunchbox. So I don't know if somebody was smoking something when they priced this thing out, but $7 in this great condition, when, like I said, you find it online, it's going for a lot more money. So what a steal. Anyway, super excited. And then today, I broke my golden rule. I said after RSD, I'm taking a long break from buying records. That did not happen. Well, it kind of happened. So I decided I was going to purge some stuff, which I normally do. And I had a nice little stack of records, and I went to Noble and got a little bit of credit / cash, all that good stuff. And I was looking around and, got a few, and this is what I walked away with. So I actually only got one record at Noble, and it was one that I was really surprised to find. And I know what you're thinking, really? The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly? Well, this is the actual official soundtrack. Normally you see those little, music from The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, and the Fistful of the blah, 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 music of, and, I can't even say the name right now, but anyway, Morricone there. You normally see those, played by other orchestras. Well, I don't want those. I want the actual music from the movie. And this is the official soundtrack, one I never find. And there was a nice, really good copy. I mean, we're talking, maybe like a little bit of a ding here or there, whatever, but, no marks on it anywhere. Very intact, no splits of any kind, and the record is VG plus. Now this is like a 1971 repress on United Artists, but still, the fact that it's this clean of a copy, the cover is this clean, I was very ecstatic about that. And I mean, it's got two of my favorite tracks from any movie: The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, and the Ecstasy of Gold. So, and Metallica comes out to the Ecstasy of Gold, which is really cool. But so very, very happy to finally get a nice copy of this. Very ecstatic. So, and then I took my cash and I went elsewhere, and I found two other records that I was pretty happy about. First, I am trying to expand my horizons with Neil Young. The only Neil Young I have is Harvest, and I got the 2009 reissue cut by Chris Bellman. Sounds great. That's definitely my favorite Neil Young record. I like a couple other ones, and this one is probably my second favorite because of the tracks on it. And it's Neil Young and Crazy Horse. Everybody knows This Is Nowhere. And I picked this up at Mad Jack's, and the reason I picked this one up is because this is a 1969 first pressing on the W7 Reprise label, not Reprise. I've been saying that wrong apparently forever. On that Reprise label, the two-tone, and that's how you know it's first pressing. It's not one you see as often. You normally see the full color of this, not the two-tone. So I was very, very happy to find that. And it's a nice clean copy. But what I'll say is, after I listened to it, and by the way, this one has some great tracks on it. It's got Cinnamon Girl, Down by the River, Cowgirl in the Sand. I mean, yeah, great tracks, which is why it's probably my second favorite album by Neil Young. But I was listening to it and I'm like, man, this just sounds very muddled, and just not very clear, and just, I don't know if the recording just wasn't good when he did this. Granted, it was 1969. And so I was doing some research and I read that the 2009 reissue cut by Bellman of this is really, really nice. It's very clear. It cut a lot of the sibilants and all that kind of stuff. But again, I don't have I don't have that to compare it to. So if anybody has the 2009 reissue that wants to send it to me so I can compare it, send it my way. I would definitely like to know, because I was just a little disappointed in the sound quality of this. And like I said, it's not that this is a bad copy, it's just it just didn't sound that great to me. So, and then the last thing I picked up today, was very excited to pick this up because I only have one other record by him, and it's Couldn't Stand the Weather. But this by far is definitely his best record in my opinion, and it's his first record, Texas Flood, Stevie Ray Vaughan, in the shrink with the hype sticker. Hello, come on. Great copy of this as well, on that Epic label. Just awesome. I mean, Texas Flood, great song. Pride and Joy, great song. Some awesome instrumentals on here as well. And then of course his cover of Mary Had a Little Lamb, which he kind of, I don't want to use the word ripped off, but he basically tried to replicate the Buddy Guy version, which is good too. But just such a great album. You know, definitely, but again, I think his best. But yeah, love that I was able to find this in the shrink with the hype sticker to go along with my in the shrink with the hype sticker of Couldn't Stand the Weather. So very cool. Love that I was able to pick this up too. So yeah, I am going to put a slowdown to buying records now, because like I said, that was, you know, credit that I got from trading in stuff. So, but still, anyway, that's what I've been up to the last few weeks, not counting Record Store Day. Like I said, I did survive Record Store Day, and yeah, good times. Anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, leave me a thumbs up, a like, and of course, you know, please leave me some comments. I do read the comments, I comment back, and I appreciate what you guys say out there. And let me know what you think of the records I picked up. And again, until next time, I will see you down the road. Bye.